Hey, Leo, Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring in your November 2025 bonus reading. Today's session is all about uncovering your sacred shifts and divine gifts. We'll take a look at the messages your spiritual teachers would like to share with you at this time. We'll look at the energy that's asking to be transformed and receive guidance that can help you step into greater alignment this month. So think of this session as your soul's roadmap. All right, we have here three powerful teachers. We have Lady Portia coming through here. Now, Lady Portia brings in with her divine order. You are being asked to do what you feel is right. There is an important lesson unfolding, and I just heard karma shifting into dharma. So this tells me that you may have gone through an experience that was karmic in nature, meaning it's been here to teach you about yourself. It was a mirror in a way. This could be a karmic relationship or a lesson that sometimes is a bit challenging. Yeah, because I see the Tower and the Three of Swords showing up in your energy. And there's the mirror that I just mentioned. So yeah, it feels like you're transmuting and alchemizing a lesson and turning it into power. You are shifting it into dharma, which means there's a positive change, a metamorphosis taking place here. Wow. So Lady Portia says, do what you feel is right. It is about tapping into your intuitive knowing, because divine order is why the Tower is coming through. Something is being shaken up in order for the higher good to resurface. In order for truth and clarity to come about, something has to be stirred up, because oftentimes when the Tower comes in, which is part of your energy this month, it is bringing in change because the foundation was faulty, or along the way, somewhere along the way, the cracks had started to form. And oftentimes, if we do not address those cracks, the Tower makes itself known. And so divine order is being restored here. This is going to be a powerful month for you. I see some really beautiful major arcanas. Now you have Faith coming in. Faith is your second spiritual teacher, and she's been coming up for a lot of signs, her and Kali. So when I see this repetitiveness all across the board, it tells me collectively we are undergoing a major spiritual shift, and we are being guided by Faith here to not lose sight of humanity and benevolence and seeing the light in the world. Right? Because when we've been wronged, or when we've gone through struggles, or we see challenges taking place in our world around us, and we'll dive in and see how this is affecting you personally, Leo. But I see here that your faith this month is being restored, or you are being asked to not lose sight of the light. All right, not lose sight of that life. Trust in the good in yourself and others. Stay calm throughout this process. It's like the eye of the tornado, if you will. All right, the eye of the tornado is calm. We don't have to get swept up into that whirlwind of drama, the whirlwind of fear, the whirlwind of, forces that are outside of our control, or even our own emotions. Even though I feel like emotions are a big part of what's being alchemized, this is about you channeling those emotions into something that feels a lot more healing and cathartic. So allow those emotions to arise, whether that's crying, whether it's laughing, whether it is screaming into a pillow, whatever emotions are bubbling to the surface, honor them, because we have to feel them to heal them, to release them. Next, you have White Eagle. This is all about your lineage. Perhaps family dynamics uncovering. There may be certain fears, certain subconscious patterns or dynamics that you have been working with on a deeper level than maybe you even realize. This is about a family wound or pattern being healed. It says a family wound or pattern can now be healed. Freedom here. Maybe that's part of the lesson. Some of you were born into a family by cosmic choice, right? I believe we choose our parents, we choose our children prior to incarnating into this lifetime. We choose our soul tribe in order to grow, to learn, to evolve, but also to experience the ancestral wisdom that is available to us. And you may be thinking, Mel, what wisdom came from dealing with this family or going through this struggle here? But you now know, because there is a wiser, more mature version of you because you've gone through it or you're currently going through it here. And I feel like you are working on healing on a deeper level. I'm getting cellular level for some of you. This may even have to do with health. There may be fears around health coming in, or there may have been a loss or a struggle financially or a whirlwind of activity in a relationship. And it feels like you are calling in perhaps a loved one that has crossed over. Yeah, for some of you, this is a parent or this could even be a child. It feels like you're working with these ancestors. You're connecting to your own guides and connecting to the angelic realm as well and asking for faith to be restored. And religion, even though I tap into the spiritual aspect here, I feel like religion branches off, but some of you may have grown up in a very religious environment, or perhaps you went to church, maybe you still do, but it feels like there is someone here that is connected to you or within your energy that feels religious in some aspect here. I'm getting the cross, maybe Catholic, or I mean, it can be any religion, of course, but it feels like that energy is coming through here. All right, let's dive in and take a look at the bottom of the deck. First of all, you have the Messenger. Now, the author and creator of this deck has created 4 bonus major arcanas, and this is one of them. You actually have 2 of them in your reading today, but the Messenger is number 22, and this is all about communication. It is about messages and truth. There is a gift in the midst of some form of communication, and I feel like you are being asked to enhance your communication skills because someone may have yet to reveal how they truly feel, or they may be holding back in some capacity. Being mindful of your words, being mindful of how they affect others, or there could have even been words that have come through to you that have felt very confusing or very hurtful. Now, Mercury is also going retrograde this month, and Mercury can wreak havoc when it comes to misunderstandings and communication. So if you are having a very important conversation with someone, you may want to have a sit down instead of, text messages, because you don't want to be in an environment where messages can be taken the wrong way. And I also see that there may be some form of communication where resistance is met, meaning you are wanting to speak up about something, or perhaps you're waiting for some sort of news, but it feels like it comes in and it's not perhaps what someone had expected, or it's something that is uncomfortable. But I actually feel like this is the catalyst to really healing, really evolving, and taking things to the next level. So the Messenger. So expect some important communication. This is an opportunity, Leo. Nonetheless, it is an opportunity. You are being guided here, and the Messenger is a gift. So expect some sort of news. And because your higher self is coming in with the star, I actually feel like there's going to be empowering news that comes up, but it's important to sit with some of the uncomfortable energies or emotions first before the healing can take place. Now, the star is a message here from, again, your higher self. So the message here is based on not giving up, right? Don't give up on your dreams. Have faith here. The star is a very healing energy. It's very inspirational. This speaks of a brighter future ahead here. Now, the stars also represent your dreams and wishes. And it's represented here by Glinda, the good witch. And I see that you are wanting to invite love and joy and happiness and good times into your life. But it feels like you are still in the midst of some form of chaos. And the star shows up after the tower. And the fact that this is a message from your higher self and the block right now is the tower, your higher self wants you to know that this too shall pass, that soon enough the dust will have settled and you'll feel like you have more clarity. You'll know where you stand in a situation. And the tower actually coming in is shaking things up so you can address the cracks here in the foundation of a belief system, the foundation of a relationship, the foundation of your career. So the tower can come in and it can kind of sweep you away for a moment, but I feel like you are standing true to your beliefs, to your integrity. It feels like you are empowered here by some form of communication. So the block as the tower can be destruction, right? Destroying old structures. And what do we do when structures are being destroyed? We try to grab on or reach on to the first thing that we can. And I'm hearing, I'm hearing Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Now, Leo, maybe some of you have just watched that movie or there's a connection between maybe Halloween and Beetlejuice, but it could also be symbolic for calling that name in 3 times and it appearing and kind of creating havoc, right? Every time Beetlejuice appears, there's a lot that goes wrong, a lot of towers, and it feels like there's something that may have felt a bit unfinished. And that's why you may be calling this back into your life, which also coincides with retrograde energy. So the tower here is strengthening trust in your faith. It is bringing in divine order and helping you connect to your lineage, connect to your roots in some way. So trust that this tower is here to open things up, to awaken you, even if it comes as a surprise, because it's bringing in a new beginning. Towers always bring in a new beginning. Now, what is the mirror? How is this being reflected in your current life? You have the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is some form of truth that, yes, it can be painful. It can be a disappointment or something that has heavily affected you. But what I see here is you moving on from this. That's where the star, your higher self, is guiding you. That's where the good witch Glinda comes in with her support. Just like in The Wizard of Oz, she shows up when Dorothy and her friends need her the most. But she's always there. She's always there, but she makes herself more known when you call upon her. So work with your guides, work with your angels, and trust that this heartache, it's not going to last forever. This difficulty that you're going through, the star is actually saying something is going to turn around faster than perhaps expected here. This is a powerful month to take a look at any unresolved emotional pain that has caused someone to feel bitter or resentments to breed, or if there has been a separation here of energy because communication was lacking, this is a powerful month to address it. So I actually feel like this 3 of Swords is about you moving on from heartache or pain. But at the core of it means we have to address it. We can't put it under the rug. We can't hide behind it, avoid it, numb it, suppress it, deny it. That's where the tower comes in and says, let's let this implode. Let's let everything come out in the open so we can deal with these pieces of destruction, so we can bring in divine order. So if you can trust that this is a good thing and you'll know that to be true in time, that's going to empower you. Now we have here the 10 of Wands. The Ten of Wands is the shift. This is what needs to be released in order for growth to occur. And this can be shadow work, it can be healing, it could be an energetic shift. But what I see here for you is you've been taking on a lot. You've been feeling overwhelmed. You have had a lot of responsibilities, and some of these responsibilities may or may not even been yours. And it feels like you have felt the pressure, the weight of the world at times. Because oftentimes the Ten of Wands is known as the fix-it, right? I'm going to come in and I'm going to fix this. This can be the Mr. or Mrs. Fix-It, or the healer, the caretaker, the caregiver. Perhaps you have a profession where you're taking care of others, or you are pulled into dynamics, right? Beetlejuice, 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 where you are bringing in this energy, but there's something here that is being asked to be released. All right, that's why the Ten of Wands is here. This is about prioritizing. It's unburdening whatever heavy energies are weighing upon you. Because otherwise, if you haven't felt it already, this is physical exhaustion, burnout, and it can even come in as a major health crisis or, a physical ailment due to dis-ease in the body, right? Also known as disease. So this is a really great month to go to the depths here of your soul, of your subconscious. That's with the help of Scorpio's intense energies. But it's important to release here some of these dynamics that have been taking hold. That's what's shifting. So what's the gift? Oh, I love the gift here. There's your second bonus major arcana. You have the empath, and how interesting, because we talked about the messenger coming through, number 22. This is number 23. The empath tells me that you are able to deepen your sense of compassion. And that's why faith is here, because you are staying calm. You are trusting in the good of yourself. You're trusting in the good of others. You're seeing the light in the world, even through destruction, even through pain that you've witnessed, that you have gone through, but also maybe energies around you. You may even be witnessing towers in other people's lives. And that could be part of your purpose, is to be of service, to help others with that Ten of Wands, but not taking on so much that it weighs you down. That's where protective measures comes in, boundaries comes in. You can be a healer, you can be an empath without taking on other people's stuff. I always say you can lead a horse to water, and that's that Ten of Wands. And some of you may be struggling with a loved one in your life, or struggling with, your own emotional well-being, but that is what you are prioritizing at this time. This is the gift, because otherwise we end up emotionally exhausted. It is important to not only set healthy boundaries, but to allow community to support you, to reach out. The empath here is all about kindness, understanding, and compassion. And I see that you're opening up this gift. You're being of service, but you're doing so in a way that doesn't feel heavy. And you are leaning into connections where you don't have to babysit, you don't have to fix, you don't have to parent, you don't have to be this empath that feels exhausted or drained by taking on so much. You're starting to fill your own cup as well. Now, some of you may even be taking care of aging parents. Perhaps you are a parent yourself, or you're in a relationship. It feels like you are the one giving 90%. This energy is showing up to be reevaluated so things can be balanced again. So you may be taking a look at what's helping you, what's hindering you, and how you can get in touch with yourself, because this again is a gift. This is what's on the other side of this shift here. Prioritizing self and emotional well-being, but also connecting to a support system, right? Connecting to community, because that is our purpose, to love and to connect and to walk each other home, because that's what we're doing, right? We're all just here walking each other home. And lastly, the integration. This is the advice to embody the wisdom here that you have gained from going through such situations. You have the Lovers. Share your time, Leo, and your care with the people that you love, the people that love you in return. This is about you living and leading and manifesting from the heart space. And it's an energy of balance, right? The lovers used to be the choice energy here, where it's a balance of give and take between two hearts, between two friendships, two dynamics here. It's a love for what you do, but there's an energy exchange. So if you are stuck in a bad union, if there's not love being reciprocated, or if you have a hard choice to make regarding this heart energy coming through here, even though it can be difficult, you have to protect your own integrity here, your own peace, your own sovereignty. And I feel like this is about you asking, what would love do? And treating yourself with that same care, that same compassion and kindness that you so freely dish out for others. Living and leading from the heart, powerful integration. And lastly here, what is a final message from your higher self? We have the mirror. Everyone is a reflection of their own perceptions. What you see in another is also what you see within yourself, whether positive or negative. There is new growth here for you to see. If someone is triggering you, ask yourself, what is this person doing that is reminding me of myself? Be honest. That is the only way you can grow. Your mantra for the month ahead. Today, I will look within at why I feel triggered. That is what I have for you, Leo. Thank you so much for being here today, for sharing in on this beautiful energetic space to heal, to grow, to evolve. If you enjoyed the message, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find that information in the description box below the video or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.